keep telling you guys, the takeover is here. Caitlin Clark, brand new commercial, fire. Brand new commercial, fire. She is working off the floor. Booked and busy. Y'all keep talking about who's doing this and who's doing that. Nobody doing it bigger than CC right now.
Guess what? Caitlin Clark just dropped another Dick's Sporting Goods commercial, and the internet is absolutely losing its mind over her so-called return prep for next season. Somehow, her off-season looks even more chaotic than her rookie campaign. And now everyone's buzzing about endorsement overload, grind culture, and whether she's plotting an even scarier comeback. Meanwhile, a few people aren't exactly cheering about the endless spotlight gap. So what do you think? Should athletes unplug and rest or cash in while the hype's still burning? Sound off in the comments, because Caitlin's off-season is turning into its own headline show. Apparently, time off doesn't exist when you're the face of women's basketball. She's back with another polished Dick's Sporting Goods ad, hyping fans for her 2026 return, while quietly raising eyebrows about whether she's actually resting after last season's grind. The spot shows her grinding on what looks like a high school court, a clear throwback to her roots, and it's filmed with every bit of Hollywood-level polish you'd expect. But here's the real drama. This isn't just a random promo. It's part of a growing pattern where Caitlin's break looks just as packed as her season ever was. Photo shoots, commercials, sponsorships, nonstop appearances. Her schedule's so full, fans wonder when she even sleeps. Last season left her physically worn down and nursing that ear injury, and everyone swore this was her time to recover. Instead, it looks like she's just swapped game nights for camera lights.
Stuff and rehabbing and training. You think she's not getting ready to humiliate these ladies on the floor next year? They got away with one this year. They got away with it this year. It's not going to happen next year.
Here's the twist everyone's talking about. The biggest knock on Caitlin Clark last season wasn't her shooting. It was that she literally didn't know how to stop. Word spread that she'd fly to New York for some fancy promo gig and still haul along her trainer just to grind for hours instead of taking one single day off. That kind of obsession screams work ethic and laser focus, sure, but even superheroes crash eventually, and that's where the real concern kicks in. Because as impressive as her hustle is, rest matters just as much as the reps. The body needs to reset. The mind needs a breather from all that nonstop pressure. And burnout? Yeah, it's not just a buzzword. It's the silent killer of even the most relentless athletes.
And if you thought this was going to be a nice, calm off-season for her, does not seem to be the case. It does not seem to be the case that is going to be a calm off-season off the court, because it genuinely seems like it is. It's equally as busy as last year.
Here's the crazy part. That 8-month NBA offseason everyone keeps talking about, it's actually a luxury compared to what Caitlin Clark had back in college. At Iowa, she'd get maybe 3 or 4 months off before diving right back into the grind. But the college schedule let her coast a bit. Those non-conference games were basically warm-ups, a chance to ease into game shape without going full throttle every night. The Hawkeyes could glide through early matchups while Caitlin saved her firepower for the big ones. But the pros? No mercy. There's no coasting when Ryan Howard is pressing you full court in Game 2, and Natasha Cloud plus the Liberty defense are on you like hawks from the jump. Every game's a war zone. That's exactly why that 8-month break should be sacred. A time to rest, recharge, and recover. Not to pack every single week with brand shoots and promo commitments.
Obviously, it was a massive bummer when Caitlin Clark missed as much of the season as she did. It still feels like a massive bummer. I think that image of her with the towel over her head is entrenched in the minds of many. Just sadness, right? It's like the end of Empire Strikes Back or something. But after that, you need Return of the Jedi. And one thing I've been thinking about and seeing a little bit when it comes to the campaigns that have rolled out around Caitlin.
The ad itself is slick. Caitlin Clark grinding it out in what looks like a real gym, not some overproduced Hollywood set. The whole Caitlin's Court branding screams strategy from Dick's Sporting Goods, building a heartfelt narrative about her roots and connection to the game's grassroots. Smart move. It feeds perfectly into her every girl appeal, even though she's one of the most gifted athletes on the planet. She's not shot like a distant icon. She's framed as the same kid next door still putting up jumpers under buzzing gym lights. But here's where the story turns. Behind that authentic setup, people are wondering, is Caitlyn actually prioritizing recovery? She's everywhere. Fever appearances, brand shoots, social content, endless commitments. Great for the wallet and her image, but what about her body? Her peace? Pros in other sports vanish during off-season for a reason. Real rest is both mental and physical. Still, the money factor changes everything. Her endorsement checks are wild. Her Nike deal alone dwarfs her WNBA salary. So when Dick's Sporting Goods calls with another big budget offer, who's saying no? She's got maybe a decade or so at peak form, and cashing in now makes perfect business sense, even if it quietly chips away at her on-court dominance. The joke? Critics say she should train more, when the truth is she probably needs to slow down. Last season proved Caitlin Clark wasn't skipping the gym. She practically lived there. Constant workouts, 0 breaks, and a schedule that would make a robot short-circuit. She pushed herself so hard it bordered on obsession, dragging trainers to New York just to squeeze in hours-long workouts between media events. That relentless drive made her great, sure, but it's also flirting with burnout territory if she doesn't learn the word balance. Back at Iowa, she could get away with that grind, easier opponents, shorter seasons, and room to coast through early games. But the WNBA, totally different beast. 34 games, playoff pressure, and veterans who've mastered pacing themselves for survival. Caitlyn's learning that lesson the hard way. The wildest part? We haven't seen a fully healthy Caitlyn since September 2024. That's 14 months ago. Fans still remember her lighting up the Sparks for 27-point triple-doubles, or nearly dragging the Fever past Connecticut. Everyone's waiting for that version to return. The upcoming Team USA camp could be the reset, if she stops running herself ragged with photo ops and sponsorships. Show up rested, and she reminds the world why she's the face of women's basketball. Show up still hurting, and the doubts return. The Dick's Sporting Goods ad is genius from a marketing view. It keeps her name hot while the league's cold. Most WNBA players vanish from headlines between October and May, but Caitlyn's brand won't let her disappear. Great for business, maybe not for her body. What's insane is how far she's already come. UConn didn't want her. Team USA overlooked her. Critics said her game wouldn't translate. Now she's the most marketable athlete in women's basketball, pulling endorsement money that makes her WNBA salary look like tip change. She's changed the conversation around the league, pulled new eyes to the sport. That's legacy-level stuff. But success comes with new chains. Fans demand records, brands demand appearances, and the Fever need her to keep selling out arenas. Saying no might be her next big challenge. A new coaching staff could help, smarter load management, rest days, and someone brave enough to tell Caitlin Clark to chill. The buzz around this commercial proves how deep fan investment runs. People aren't just hyped about a Nike swoosh or a gym montage. They're emotionally tied to her comeback story. They want her to rise again, dominate, and silence every doubter. Behind that love is pressure.